Hello, my beautiful divas. This is Princess Caress here with a nail tutorial. Um, I figured I'd do the gradient nail tutorial. I've seen that done a lot here on YouTube, and I kind of picked some different colors because I've seen them in the blue, and I figured I'd do like a gray, maybe a black color. I'm actually going to use uh, the Nina Ultra Pro Salon Formula Nail Lacquer in Ink-Ling. That'll be for the top part up here. Now the base that I had already put on, this color right here, is Loreal nail color in I Feel For You. I'm gonna get that in the camera good enough. There we go. I've already applied that, and I've already tipped the other nails, and I've left one bare to do the gradient technique. Now I just used the old makeup sponge. It's a triangular one that I cut in half, and as you can see from this one here, I've experimented a little bit with it, and you might want to use different kind, but different kind might give you different techniques, so I just figured I'd try it that way. Now I just took an old container and dropped a little bit down in there. I mean, you can paint it on the sponge itself, or I'm going to drop it on there right now. It helps to have a little bit down in the, you can use an old butter container that's cleaned out and dried, of course. Just anything, or old paper plate, anything you don't mind messing up. And what I did is I painted the sponge. Let me get my paper towel here. I've covered up my table, and I just took it and tapped it very gently. Now the lighter you do it with the dark colors, it helps, because you don't want it, unless you want it dark to start with. It's kind of what I call like a reverse French manicure. Instead of it being light, it's dark. And I just, you can tell it's drying. I just went back and kind of re-smudged it with the clean part to get off some of the excess and add a little more texture to it. Plus, if you got it too dark in certain places, you can work it and lighten it up a bit. And I'm lightly dabbing it. The farther I go down, making it just a tad lighter, just varying the color. And if you want to go back and add a little more, you can. It's just, with this, the more you play with it, the different design you'll get. And it's best to do it before it dries, because if you don't, it's all over with. Let's see if I can. Try not to press too hard like I just did, or you'll get sponge on your nail. Now I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to go on to the very top. See, I've already used these three colors. Set that right there. I'm going to use just it's a glittery little polish I got from the dollar store in a black, oh, glittery. And I'm going to take that This got cotton on my sponge and apply it to the opposite side of the sponge. And I'm just going to take that and dab it. I need more. And just roll it, well, across the top. To give it a tricolor effect, light, medium, and dark. And then you just continue on with the other nails. I'm going to put this where I can kind of see what I'm doing. Now, like with the other colors, you have to go and reapply it. Press it on. And depending on the design you get, I actually thought about doing it up and down instead of across, so that would be a different look there. To give you a little variety in your nail design. Do this the way I've got the camera angle, but I couldn't get my other camera set up right. Yeah, I want to try. Let's let that dry a little bit more. I'm going to do this part. Go ahead. And you can use this with any kind of polish. You don't have to get these brands here. Whatever your favorite brands are. And the good thing I found out about this is you don't really have to be all that perfect. You can camouflage a lot of mistakes with this manicure. And again, I'm using the black glittery polish. And then for the last step, I will add a top coat. Any clear top coat. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning nail and do the same thing I've done to all other nails. Just at the very, very tip. And the sponging technique really gets that gradient look. Turned. I'm showing that to you. Now for the top coat, I'm just going to use Sally Hansen No Chip. And I've got, you can see that. I'll turn it the right way. Beauty Secrets. Let's try this. Cuticle oil. And you can get that from Sally Beauty Supply. That'll help. That also acts as a nail dryer and a cuticle conditioner. I'll see. Try a little of that. You might have to go back over and you want to make sure it's really dry because the color, since it's 3 different colors, or you could add a 4th if you want it, the color could transfer from one color to the next. So you want to make sure it's dried pretty good, but you'll find with the sponge technique, if you add it's too much when you're dragging or dotting the sponge along your nail, you could, if you push too hard, you could swipe off the base color. Just putting on a bit. Color, I mean clear top coat to seal the color. Does that one last? And that way you'll have a new trendy manicure. We'll start with this one. Get off some of that extra. Now, a lot of the nail polishes have gone to a wider brush, which makes it a lot easier because then you'd only need like sort of 3 coats, one down the middle and one on each side. But Sally Hansen seems to, at least with this particular style, the diamond strength, they haven't changed the shape of the brush. The only one I like is this one on the thumb. Let me get this bar. Okay. Can I hit the bottom? Sealed. That was the Sally Hansen diamond strength. And the only next thing would be when it gets a little tacky, you can add your cuticle oil. It helps dry it, and the manicure will be complete. And you still have to let it dry. You can't run around and like stick your fingers in your pocketbook like I do when I used to go get my nails done and end up smudging it and getting it all over everything in your pocketbook. You still have to kind of sit still and let it dry. See, I'm not being all that careful with it. I mean, that way you can get a little into your cuticles, and when you check to make sure it's dry, you do it real light, and you rub the extra oil into your cuticles. It helps condition them. And you can use it, cuticle oil, and just rub a little around, just around the edges of your cuticles like that at nighttime, and then you rub it in a little bit to condition it, especially in the wintertime if you got dry skin like I have. You see, I even made I don't know if you can see it or not, a tiny mistake right in there, but you can't really see it. I mean, you could add uh, like the rhinestone nail art to it, but you have to use the nail art top coat in order to seal it and have it set. You could actually add, that would be pretty, or some of the silver or the gold or whatever color, the nail tape that you get, the foil tape. But whatever, if you like it just with the color or with, little nail decorations, that'll be fine. But that is my gradient nail tutorial.